Hi guys, so today we are making this kaftan boubou that has an inner waist belt and also a scrub V neckline, and we have some buttons around the neckline and also the sleeve area. So I made it of crepe, 3 yards of crepe. You can make it of 2.5 to 2 yards to 3 yards, sorry, depending on your body size. And this is how the back view looks like, right? Like I said earlier, 3 yards, you need your full length and your waist measurement and you're good to go. Hi guys, my name is Fatima Ace, and on this platform I share sewing tutorials. If there's something you like to learn, let's get to it. So I gave my 3 yards 2 folds, so I have 4 layers, right? Before folding, I removed 4 inches that I'm making use for the band, so I deducted 4 inches from it. So I folded now up to 3 yards. Then I'll mark my neckline. I made it of 3 by 1.5 for the back. For this neckline, 3 inches is okay for you. The wideness, 3 inches is perfect. Don't use 3.5, don't use 4. Please use 3 inches. It's going to be better when you use 3 inches. So I drew my round neckline, that's for my back, and then for front you're going to mark a V neckline. So initially I marked 7, but later I had to reduce it. So the depth of the V neckline depends on you. Some people use 8, 9, but you can use 6. You can even use 5.5 because you see how it looks like on my client. You can use 5.5 or 5 inches, it's going to be okay. But at the end I made use of 6 inches. So inward of that myself, I marked 1 inches. Since it's folded, when you open it up, you'll be having 2 inches at the down part. So I joined my line, and that was when I reduced the length, the depth of my neckline. So I ended up using 6 to 6.5 inches. Like I said, you mark 1 inches, right, before you join the points together. So this is not like completely V neckline. The down part will be a straight mark. So at the end part, I'm going to mark my shoulder, sorry, not shoulder, my sleeve opening. I made use of 11 inches. I'm going to mark it, then I'm going to mark 2 inches inward. Like I always say, this 11 inches is not constant, but preferably use mark 11 inches, it will be better. But you can make use of 10, 9, depending on your client's body size, depending on how wide she wants her sleeve to be open. So at the upper part, I'm going to mark 1 inches for my shoulder slant. So I'll just join it to my neck area, right, your shoulder slope. So I'll be left with 10 inches because I removed 1 inches for the shoulder slope, right? Later on, I had to add my 1 inches back because I'm making use of 10 inches for the sleeve wideness at the end. So at that 10 inches or 11 inches, I took in 2 inches, right, inward. But you can just mark half inches or 1 inches since you'll be adding band. Initially, I didn't want to add band, but then I had to add band later on. So I measured what I had around that 11 inches. And I'm going to deduct from it. So I had 23 inches. That's for the wideness. So at the down part, I'm going to deduct 5 inches from that my 23. So I'm going to mark 18. Initially, I marked 19. Then later on, I had to mark the 18. But you can deduct maybe 1, 2, 3 inches, depending on how wide you want it to be and what you are aiming at. Like I said, around that sleeve opening, you can just measure 1 inches since you are going to be attaching band. So at the down part, I marked 18. So I deducted 5 inches from what I had at the upper part, right? So I'm going to join the points together slantly. If you watch one of my tutorials on boubou, I said you can also cut your boubou slantly. It gives different effect. So I'll just do it slantly, and in some cases you might even deduct more than 5. You might need to add maybe slits by the side. So I later added 1 inches to the sleeve, like I told you guys earlier. So I added 1 inches. That's what I'm doing now. So I'll just join it back to my line. So after that, the armpit should be curved, so you're good. Then I'll cut my round neckline. Firstly you cut your back neckline. Don't cut your front neckline yet. Then I'm going to cut my shoulder slope area, then go to my sleeve part. I need to trim off the excess since the sides are not equal. Then I'll just cut the body, and that's it. So after cutting out, right, so you gave it 2 folds, so we have 4 layers. So you pick up 2 layers inside and then you remove it, you separate it. That will be for your back piece. Carefully do so. And then I'm going to cut my front neckline. So sorry, I forgot to tell you guys, the fabric I'm making use of is crepe. You can make use of any fabric of your choice, Duchess, crepe, anyone, depending on what you want. I just cut out my neckline and this is how your neck area will be, right? So I'm going to open it up, and then I'm going to stitch the shoulders together using 1/2 inches. Just straight stitch and you're good to go. So after doing that, right, I'm going to measure my neckline area, but you watch how I measure. I will not fully measure. I'm not measuring the down part. You just take from the side, then the back neckline. Then after you're done with the back neckline, you make sure you're taking correct measurement. After your back neckline, then you go to the other side and you get what you have. So anything you get, you add 5 to 10 inches to it. Anything you have, let's say you got 25, then you can measure 30. So why am I adding? So that you can have excess, so that you not be short on fabric. So I already folded my band. It's folded. I measured the width 2.5 because I'll be stitching by 1/2 inches. So that was why I said add 5 to 10 inches. That was what I did here. And then give it a good press so that your midpoint can be evident. And also the back piece, you need your midpoint to be evident also. Join the midpoint of both pieces together, front face facing front face, and then you stitch to the left and then stitch to the right. So when you're stitching, you're stopping 0.5 inches downward. That's where you're going to stop your stitch. 0.5 inches, right? Like I did here. After stitching, I did not stop exactly angle. I went down by 0.5 inches at the down part for both sides, and then I'm going to notch that angle that was formed. Sorry, I didn't know it was actually out of frame when I was notching the angle. I'm going to show you the angles that I notch. When you stitch downwards 0.5, the angle that it will form from the angle at the top, that's your fabric, and then where you stop, you just notch, but you don't get to where you stop your stitch. I'll show you guys where I notched. So that's the 2 points that I notched. I hope you guys can see it clearly. So when you notch that, right, going to make it easier for you to stitch, because after notching, you see that some parts are like folded also. Let me just get back to my tutorial. I'm going to take in one and then put the other strap on top. I don't know if you see what I did. Open up your wrong face. You layer your band the way you want it, whether left or be right first, then left on top, based on your choice. So if you watch the video carefully, you see what I did. I placed one down, and then I took the other band on it. Like I said earlier, when you create that notch, create this effect that will make it easy for you to stitch. You can see what we have here, right? At the back, you see where I notch. It kind of took out that 0.5 inches allowance. You can see, right? So you give it a good iron press. You can see what it gave, right? Give it a good press. Doing all this, you should be giving it a good press. So that's 0.5 inches. I'm going to stitch it. Then I used my office pin to hold it down so that it won't shift. So you are going to stitch on this other side, not your band side, this side. Yes, you stitch on that line. I hope you guys are understanding this. So you just stitch, and then those folds there, I later worked on it while stitching. So after stitching, I have this is how it looks like. So you're stitching on that side, not the front of your bands. I hope you understand. So I'll just cut off the excess, and then I'm going to weave that part. So after doing that, right, then I'm going to stitch my band to my sleeves, 2 inches wide. I told you guys I cut out 4 inches from the 3 yards, right? So after folding, I have 2 inches. So I have it here. Then I cut out another piece. I stitched a band I'll be using for the sleeve area. That's the button part. Use of length 10 inches, right? So the wideness, you can use 1 inch, 1.5 is all good, depending on how wide you want it to be. And then I split it into 2 because we have 2 sleeves. Go ahead and turn it out and then give it a good iron press. One side is left open, right, on stitch. So that's what you're going to use to turn your band out. Turn it out and give it a good iron press, and you have something looking neat like this. I'm going to open up my piece, long face, and I'm going to mark the length I want the band to be at, what length I want it to be inside. Initially, I marked the like I marked 8 inches. That's to the end of the piece. Later on, I decided to like take it inward so that my clients can actually wear the boubou without making use of the strap, right? I'll make use of the body, the button, sorry. You can use it with the button fixed, without the button on, you know. Basically, this strap will be inside. It should not come outside, so that sometimes she can wear it without showing the strap. I don't know if you understand. That's why I stitch. As you can see, it's closer to the edge but not more than the edge. So that was what I did. So I stitched on the wrong face, and then the right face, it came out neat. I did this for both sides, and we are done with that aspect, right? So this is how it looks. So we are aiming at. You see that effect that is giving. So now for the inner waist belt, cut out another piece and then stitch your band. Depending on what you want. 1 inch, 1.5, 2 inches is all good. For the length, you can make it of 20 to 30. So when creating the band, you stitch 2 sides and then you leave the upper part open. Then you turn it outward and give it a good iron press. You should have something neat like this one. So that was what I did for the 2 strands. On the shoulder, I marked where I want my inner belt to be, and I'm marking on only the front piece. I did that. I marked 15. Make sure I make the middle point of my front piece evidence. You'll be needing, so you can give it a good iron press so that I can create that line. I'm going to divide my client's waist divide by 4, and I'm going to mark it to the left and to the right. So for this one, you can make use of 13. That's from your shoulder to where you want your belt to stop. 13, you're on the bust. 14, 15, you are good to go. But I don't think you need to exceed 15. So I placed the 2 straps, that the 2 bands that I created, right? I made sure that that 15 was in between my band, right? And I stitched. So after stitching, you have something looking like this, and you're almost done. So I'm going to go ahead and then I'm going to stitch my bodies together. So your sleeve opening depends on you. I made use of 10 for mine. Then I had to trim off a little bit of the allowance. Stitched the sides by 1/2 inches, and I'm going to notch the armpit area. So I made use of 10 and I had 1/2 inches left. After that, I hem the down part. You are good to go. So I'm going to weave my the size of the boubou, the belt, the neck area, the band. You weave all those parts. Then I had some pieces left. You don't need as much as this, you just need a little bit. I took it to the market and they created the button for me. Then I unstitched it using my needle and thread. I made use of same color of thread, same color with the fabric, and I unstitched my button. And this strap, they made buttonhole for me. So that was basically how I made the boubou. Very easy. It won't take much of your time. Within 10 minutes, you're good to go, right? So this is how it looks, and then I'm going to show you how it looks when you tie the belt on, and I'm going to show you how it looks on my client. Ask what size can this fit? This can fit almost all sizes from 8 down to 18. Because it's so free and comfy, you know. The wideness, you see that it's very free. And then we have the inner belt on, and this is how the back looks because we didn't do anything at the back area, right? Yes. So I'll show you guys what it looks like on my client. She rocked it very nicely and she loved it. So this was how it looks like. So what do you guys think about this? Are you giving it a trial? Let me know in the comment section, and please don't forget to follow me, give me a thumbs up, drop your comment, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Why do I say follow and subscribe? Just follow my account, my channel, right? And don't forget to turn on notification bell so you can be getting notifications, so that you'll be among the first people to get notified anytime I post a new video. Bye guys.